All right, everyone, let's go ahead and talk about today U substitution. Okay, so first things first, let's take down some notes. Okay, so the method of using U substitution is used for basically simplifying an expression or an equation or a function so that you can deal with it a little bit easier. Okay, so for now we're going to use it with factoring, and we're going to do a little bit of equation solving as well. So here's a couple of examples, okay, and you'll notice that, for each of these it's a trinomial, but the trinomial is not in the standard, ax squared plus bx plus c form. So what we do is we use, right, here's the first one. We're going to let u represent x squared. And so if that's the case and we make that swap out, well, then that means that we have u squared minus 7u plus 12, right? When we swap out all the x squares for a u, okay? And now we can easily factor it. And then we go back and we swap it back in, okay? Replace the u with what it was. And then in this case, we have x squared minus 4, which is, of course, a difference of squares. So you have x plus 2, x minus 2, and then the x squared minus 3. Okay, all right, and here goes the next one. Take a look at that, right? We again swap out u, x squared with u, do a little factoring, okay, and then in this case we don't have any difference of squares. Okay, same thing with the c, letter c. Go ahead and pause it if you need to. All right, and then there's this one, okay. Again, just practicing our factoring trinomials, just making it easier for ourselves with our u substitution. Okay, and then here goes our last one. So for our last one, it's, right, we want to let u, in this case, swap it out. You can swap out anything you want, right? So in this case, we're going to do u equals x minus 3. Okay, and when we do that, we're going to get this and go ahead and factor, okay, and then set each of the factors equal to 0 using the zero product property, right? And then go ahead and swap out u again with what we originally replaced it with, and then solve, okay, and you get your two solutions. Okay, so let's go to the we problem. Okay, so how about this one? Okay, so in this case, you can solve it, by squaring, isolating the radical like we've done in the past, or you can also use u substitution. We can swap out the square root of x with u, and when we do that, we'll get here, and now it's a trinomial that we can easily factor. And then we can set the factors equal to 0 using the zero product property, but then now swap back in, right? Make that substitution back in what you originally swapped out. Okay, and then go ahead and solve. We'll get 64 in this case, and over here we're solving and we're going to get 4. But when we run our check, of course, you'll notice that 64 produces an extraneous solution. Okay, but when we go ahead and check 4, we'll notice we get both sides of the equation to balance, and so that one checks out. All right, so lastly, let's work on this u all problem. Go ahead and pause it, give this one a try, and go ahead and try solving this with your u substitution technique. Okay, go ahead and pause it, and if you did it correctly, you should be getting 1/4. All right, my friends, good luck, and get to the practice.